Hey everyone, it's me Gavin Vengeance, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about my first impressions with version 2.1 of Genshin Impact, or as I like to call it, the ball patch. Probably going to want to rethink that name, but anywho, we're going to go with it as the ball patch from here on out. So with this patch, we ended up getting the introduction of two brand new islands. We got Watatsumi Island, which is really reminiscent of like Niagara Falls in my opinion. Really beautiful atmosphere. Seeing things like the many waterfalls that are kind of going around with a lot of like the floral elements and seaweeds and stuff like that, and cliff sides and just things like bubbles in the atmosphere and everything. Really beautiful, really breathtaking. Absolutely love this area. They kind of stuck near and dear with the island aesthetic here, and we got a lot of things with like sea exploration and things like hilichurl platforms and everything off in the distance, and really neat puzzles and all kinds of different treasures and everything to collect. Really fun. There were a couple of the Electro ones that you kind of had to like line up the beams or whatever to each of like the pedestals that were a little bit difficult to solve this time around unless you did like certain other things or really utilize like your spacing this time around. And I will say it was super interesting. And then we also got things like math puzzles and really different takes on things that we've been getting prior. So really welcome changes. Outside of Watatsumi Island, which happens to be my least favorite of the two new islands, not discredited or anything because it is really fantastic, but we ended up getting another island which I think is probably the best area in the game to date, and honestly I just really love the atmosphere here, and that's Sairai Island. Now this island is engulfed in like a gigantic thunderstorm, and it's just absolutely breathtaking. I really love the design of everything in this area, and all of the puzzles and everything were super awesome to solve, and it was just nice to see things really progress within this island. Now, you weren't really required to come here as far as I could tell, but when I first unlocked it, I made sure that I went and did absolutely everything in this island. I couldn't help it to just like stop and stare at the atmosphere and just look at the environment around me because it was just so like damn beautiful. And it just solving the puzzles, again, really highly recommended because there's so much cool shit in this area, and just to see like all the different like treasures and the enemies and everything like that, and again the cliff sides, and we got the introduction of like our talking cat friend. Super cool area. Really love Sairai Island. I've been spending so much damn time here, and again, super awesome. I really don't know how they're going to top this in the future, but I am super optimistic because if we're getting stuff like this at this point in the game, patch 2.1, I can't imagine what's to come in like, I don't know, patch 7 or something. It's going to be freaking crazy. Outside of that, we got a little bit more story content, and I'm not going to spoil anything here with the first impressions, but I will say that this is an incredibly strong point for the story of Genshin Impact. So many damn awesome character moments here, and really touching moments as well. Again, not to go into spoilers, but some pretty damn sick stuff happens, and I found myself getting attached to an NPC that I didn't think I was going to, so good job, MiHoYo. Now, that out of the way, we will talk about the Archon quest that we ended up getting here as well for the Raiden Shogun. I really enjoyed it because the Raiden Shogun has been a character that I've been very much anticipating, and I am super happy to say that I got her. I am going to try to get her to C2. I don't think I'm going to fully commit on the C6 this time around, mainly just because I ended up seeing a few videos in terms of like her stats and her viability and everything like that. And it's not that she's not going to be amazing at C6 because pretty much every character is, but it's just the fact that I feel she's most beneficial with just the bare minimum of C2. Possibly I'll try for C3 just because I want to up like the elemental burst level, but I've been enjoying my time playing as this character. In the Archon quest, we did get a taste of like being able to like really see her backstory, and just to see how she's kind of disconnected from humanity after shutting herself in for so many years, and it's really fun and kind of cute, honestly, to see just her interactions with the townsfolk and everything that she doesn't really recognize because, again, it's been so many years that the faces and the places that she remembers are pretty much gone, right, by this point. So she's trying to modernize herself with the world, and there's some awesome moments in this Archon quest. And then we also get to see, like, you know, this other dungeon that you get to go in and really, like, see what's going on with the Tenryou Commission. And I'm, again, not going to get into spoilers, but really, really cool Archon quest. Really short snippet of story, but very much appreciated. And I guess that kind of leads us into the introduction of the new character banner, which is the Raiden Shogun's banner with the 4-star character Kujisara. Now, this banner has probably been one of the most pulled on banners in a very long time, just because of how many awesome characters are involved in it. And honestly, I gotta say, Kujisara really took me by surprise, being like our Electro Bennett, and she's super awesome. Really love her character design. Again, just everything about this patch has been absolutely awesome. And obviously, the Raiden Shogun, who is an incredibly good battery to have in your party because she just recharged everybody's elemental bursts super, super fast. She's an awesome character, and if you guys have her in your party and have had a chance to play her, let me know your thoughts about her down in the comments, because I'd be very interested to see what you guys think of her. I know that a lot of people feel she isn't as broken as like the other previous Archons that we've gotten in the game, but I feel like she really has her uses, and again, character design, fantastic. It's a no-brainer for me. Moving on to another thing I did want to touch upon, and that's the 2 new bosses that got added in with this patch as well. First one's the Hydro Hypostasis. This one was really interesting to me. I thought that it was going to be a little bit more beneficial to have an Electro character in my party for this fight, but I will say, if you are going to take on this boss, I would highly recommend having a couple cryo characters. And namely, if you do have Ganyu, utilize her because she's awesome in this fight. And the other boss that we ended up getting was an Electro Oceanid, or I think it's called the Thunder Manifestation. But this boss, again, super fun. You can only unlock it after doing a certain quest line, so if you don't have access to this right now, then that's what you want to do. Do the quest line, solve the puzzles in Syra Isle, and then you will unlock this boss. You will need her if you are going to be trying to up the level, like ascend the level with the Raiden Shogun, because the materials that you get from that boss are required for her, and I guess also the Hydro Hypostasis, the materials you get from that, I'm going to assume are probably going to be used for Sangonomiya Kokomi's banner, which is upcoming. Again, first impressions, so I'll talk about the very first event that we ended up getting. I think it's called like Hyanin something or other, but it essentially amounts to this brand new event, which is really neat, where you just end up pairing off select characters, participate in like wave after wave type battle. I don't know if it's really endless or not. There's probably some people that have taken it like all waves or whatever, but in my experience, I think it's endless. So your objective here is just pretty much to rack up as high as the score as you possibly can with the characters that you're given, and you're allowed to borrow a couple of select characters that you may not have unlocked or leveled up. So that's really neat and very welcome. You just pretty much, again, go, you set your pairs of characters up together, and then you're able to slot in a couple of abilities for each squad, and whenever you're in the battle, you can swap out between the squads every so often. Now, that being said, it is highly recommended to swap out every so often, otherwise you're going to end up losing the buffs that you build up throughout the combat. And I will say, it really keeps you on your toes. Super, super fun to really experiment with the different character combinations that you may not play with on a regular day-to-day basis. So this event, super awesome. Really liked it. Good rewards this time around too. Very odd to see 70 Primo Gems instead of the usual 60 Primo Gem reward. But hopefully that number keeps going a little bit higher in upcoming events. Please, Mihoyo, please. We would really very much appreciate it. And then I guess the other thing that I did kind of want to touch on was just like the brand new weapons. Now, for myself, I haven't really used a whole lot of the new weapons. I did pull on the Engulfing Lightning banner a few times. Unfortunately, I didn't get it yet. And the keyword there is yet, because I'm going to continue to pull on it. I do really, really want this weapon because I believe it's the best in slot currently for the Raiden Shogun. And I'm really, really wanting to test it out in battle. I know that a lot of people have done it, and I believe that they say that this is the absolute best weapon for her. So that's going to be the replacement for the current Staff of Homa that I'm using with the Raiden Shogun. But again, there are alternatives. Also, the brand new weapon, the Catch. So this one's obtained from fishing, and fishing, I'll touch upon that in a couple of seconds. But you end up getting it if you catch a certain number of fish, and they have to be specific types of fish in order to get this weapon. And it honestly seems to be one of the most viable 4-stars that we've gotten to date. So again, if you're into the fishing mini game and you need a certain pole arm, or maybe you just don't decide to pull on any of the 5-star weapon banners, that's perfectly fine, because the catch is super worth it. So highly recommended if you're not too fussy of the fishing mini game. And lastly, the fishing mini game. So the fishing mini game, in my opinion, very welcome. I absolutely love it. It really reminds me of like Stardew Valley a little bit, with trying to keep like the pension meter, I guess, within the frame that they give you in order to catch the fish. There are some fish that are definitely significantly harder to catch than other ones. Very different types and everything based upon wherever you're trying to fish, and certain areas have different fish that are only available in that actual spot. So again, really neat, really encourages that exploration. And you also get to catch fish at daytime and nighttime. So if you're finished catching all of the fish on like the daytime, then wait until the nighttime, or, you know, fast forward the time, stay at that fishing hole, make sure you get those. And then I believe that the timer for the respawn of each of these fishing holes, I think it's like 2 days or something, real lifetime. So if you're not able to like jump into your friends' worlds, you have to wait roughly about 48 hours or so for it to respawn. So again, super, super welcome. I really love the fishing minigame, and I'm hoping that we see an expansion with this, which I do know that there is an upcoming event, so I am really anticipating it. But that is pretty much going to do it for my first impressions with version 2.1 of Genshin Impact. All in all, I think we're off to a pretty damn strong start. Yeah, I can't even speak. But anywho, it's super fun, super good. I am really looking forward to the upcoming events and all that good stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to pull on the Kokomi banner. I'm probably going to skip on it, but we'll wait and see. I got a feeling she's going to be a really, really good character for consistent DPS. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. Thanks again very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you guys did like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe to the channel. It helps very, very much. Thank you guys again for all the support, and I'll see you all for the next Genshin Impact video right here. Take care. Peace.